Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, Art Nouveau Tarot by Matt Myers. Maybe get a little closer so you can see his name. Supportive Oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. So we got music going on already. Okay. Bum-ba-da-bum-bum-bum. I don't know what that's from. I just want to keep doing it. Okay. Not too obsessed. That's alright. Okay. I got a lot of, there's a lot of good energy here, though. There was for Virgo, too. So let's see if you have a good one like they did. I think this is there's certain cards that match up with certain signs that it just works better for some than others, and I think you're going to have some of those cards where these cards are very complementary to your own energy, and it's what you can do with this energy, because I have a feeling this is going to go well, but let's get there first, obviously, because it feels like I'm excited about this. I'm very hopeful. Let's see how it shakes out. Starting off, you have Faith. Now, I kind of want to do this card by itself, because I'm feeling like you're keeping something very important to yourself. Something is very important, and you're protecting it. The Faith makes me feel like you're just kind of like, if I hold it together long enough and I keep it to myself and I don't bring a lot of attention to it, it can get a little better. Things can kind of cultivate or, progress a little farther, and then something can come of it. And you're just kind of like, the Faith makes me feel like you're nervous. Like if I expose this too early, it could get really, it could be a little bit like putting it out there outside, like putting a plant outside before the weather is good enough. It could end up, bringing it down. So if I expose this too soon, it could end up bringing it down, and I don't want to do that. So I'm holding it back. I'm hoping, by doing that, and it's like I'm a little nervous because I'm questioning, by holding it back, I'm questioning, is this going to work, or by holding it back, am I actually, blocking something else that could help me? And I'm kind of I don't really know, but for right now, I'm going to hold it back. I'm going to take my chances, because if I hold it back, I'm in control, and I can do what I need to do with it, and we'll see where it goes from there. The energy, I like it, especially because you got the Moon in this card, which makes me feel like it's like there's a little bit of mystery. Is this going to work? But it's also kind of like the blessings of the Moon at the same time. Now, there's another energy coming in at this point. I don't see you showing what you want to do at this point. I feel like you're kind of this is my business for now. I want to be in control. I want to keep it my business. So I'm not sharing. I don't want to. But there's an energy around you with the Magician, and I feel like there's something going on around you that seems like it can help your situation. This is something you're keeping very private. Now, granted, if you feel you want to share this information with this person, you would do that. I'm not when I'm feeling this, if you share what you're holding back with this person, it's because you're completely comfortable with it. If you're a little bit on the fence, I could, but I don't know if I want to, I'm feeling that you won't. So I don't know why we're going there, other than this energy is complementary again to what you want. I feel like for most of you, you're angling a situation to go along with what you're already doing, but you're not, for most of you, you're not telling people what you want. It's almost like information is coming your way, or there's an opportunity for a trip coming up, and you're like, yeah, I know where I want to go, but I don't want to talk about it yet. I don't want to talk about my ideas and what I want to be a part of, but I want to kind of get things going in that direction. And somebody else is like, well, they're looking to go somewhere, or maybe they're looking to go on a vacation, and you're like, oh yeah, let's talk about that. And you're pulling them in, and it's almost like you want to take a trip abroad. I don't know why I'm big on Argentina at the moment, but I'm feeling Argentina. So say you want to go to Argentina. I'm in the United States. So you're like, that's where I really want to go. So this person, they want to kind of go for they're up for a vacation, traveling, and you're like, well, let's talk about that. Maybe we could go somewhere, out of the country. So you're starting just with that energy, and it's kind of like you're starting in the sense of like you're not talking about Argentina, but you're like, what we need to do, you know, we would need to have our passports ready. How much time would we need to do for this? You know, how much time would we need available? How much resources? Like you're starting to pull it in, but again, you're not like giving out the whole like I want to go to Argentina. You're just kind of like, let's first see if this person matches. Let's first see if they can pull it together to like get their passport and their finances and the time off. Let's see if we can first do that part. And if they keep fitting with my situation, all right, I'll take it to the next situation, the next level. For some reason, this is really important to you, and you're just like, I don't want to talk about why I want to go there. That's part of it. It's kind of like, I don't want people to know why. It's like, this is my business. It doesn't need to be everybody's business. You've got sovereignty on your side with the Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Now, I like the Eight of Cups. But I feel like when I see that person holding the baby with the Eight of Cups, it's kind of like, I want to share this, I want to tell people, but I don't know. And part of you, I feel like you're kind of like, I want to be able to say, it's kind of like, if I want to go to Argentina, I'm going to it. I'm going to go at some point. I've already decided that's what I want. I just don't know if this is the opportunity I want to take to go there. Like, do I want to go there with this person? I feel like that's partly why you're holding it back. Kind of like, at some point, I want to do that. I just don't know if right now is where I want to apply that. Do I want to bring that in now? And you're mulling that over yourself. That's the Queen of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups, which is a very complementary energy. Kind of like, I'm not going to bring it in yet because I'm not really sure this is where I'm going to put it. But I'm still, like, you're melding it together. You're like, if it does work, how do I think that's going to go? If it doesn't work, like, like, does this person want to go somewhere else? If I bring this person with me there, the reason I'm going, can I still enjoy that? Or does that cause some type of problem? Sovereignty is telling me still feel like you're keeping it to yourself. But sovereignty makes me feel like it's a private thing. It's like, it's not, to me it doesn't qualify as a secret because you're not like keeping information back from somebody like you're not using it against anybody. It's like, it's not like that. It's your personal thing. It's not just because you have an interest doesn't mean you have to share it. Like, everybody doesn't need to know. Like, it's kind of like, I like broccoli. Everybody doesn't need to know that. And I know that's simple, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like, this is my information. Just because I like it doesn't mean I have to announce it to the world. And I'm making my own decisions here. You are working with this. Like, this is going on for a minute, I'm noticing. There's a lot of developing here. You seem to have to go back and forth with this person to understand, like, would they be open to going to such a place? If you go there, would they be open to doing the things you want to do? Because if you want to go to this location, like, it's not just the location. Like, you have things you want to do there. And I feel like you're kind of like testing the waters. The things you would want to do with the person you would be going with, would they want to also do those things, whatever that is? Like, would you be able to get everything you wanted done? Would you be able to get partial things you wanted done? Is that, if it's just partial, is that worth it to you? Or is this one of those trips where if you go, you have a list of everything you want to do, and if you can only do half of it, that's not going to work, so maybe this is better for another time. That would be one of the reasons this would be better for another time. You're working it out. You are working it out. We're going to the next stage here, so can we get into it? Let's get into the next stage. Oh. How did I not realize that word was there? I don't know. Blossoming with the masculine. Masculine is a good card. It talks about, like, sometimes masculine to me talks about control. And when this is in its optimal state, it's kind of like releasing control in a way where you're comfortable. Like, when it's in its optimal state, it's kind of like not just having your own personal control, but releasing what you know and giving other people the chance to have some control as well, and feeling comfortable with that. That's kind of like a good energy with this card, the masculine. The blossoming is telling me a lot is coming forward here. A lot of good energy is coming forward. I feel like this is the stage where you're kind of like, all right, I think this might match. So now it's kind of like, I'm going to start talking about what I want to do and where I want to go and why I want to do that. Seems to match quite well, quite frankly. You got the beauty card in the environment, which I love this card because I had this. I don't know how many times I used this before I finally realized that that was an actual face. Like I thought that's a weird looking flower, and like that butterfly's interesting to me. Like I didn't realize that literally there's like the eye, the eyebrow, the cheek over here, the lips, the nose. It took me all of a sudden one day I was just like, oh, that's right there in front of me. Look at that. And I almost feel like this is how this is coming forward to this person. Kind of like, oh, you've been hinting about this for a while. Oh, that's what you want to do? Oh, I think I'm open to that. Like, that sounds cool. Like, how does this work? How does that work? What would this entail? What would that need? What do I need for this? Could I be a part of that? Would you want me to be a part of that? Like, would I have to go off on my own sometime so you could do that? Like, are you going onto a meditation retreat where you want to go and do that by yourself and then I go do something on my own? Like, they're talking this out, but they seem to be loving it. The beauty card is like, whatever it is you're explaining to them or sharing with them, it makes them feel good. It kind of feels like they feel really included. Like they really like that you're telling them what you're telling them. I don't think they're not looking to take over anything, by the way, and I don't think that's a problem. But however this is coming forward, you got the Temperance leading into the Priestess, leading into the Sun card. But she seems to be kind of hidden back there. Why is she hidden? Because there's a lot of growth here. Like all three of these cards together. There, I can see them a little better. Like we're tipping the Priestess with the Temperance. Move things forward slowly. I feel if you talk about these things, the other person or whoever you're talking to, they have things they'd like to do too. But I also feel like this will match. This will match the mode. Like they do seem to affect your plans a little bit, but I don't think it's bad. I feel like this is going really well. It's almost like, yeah, I want to go there to do some meditative things and maybe get into some pottery things I didn't know about, and looking to hike up this mountain that I have seen for the longest time. These are the things I'm interested in. This is why I want to go, just for argument's sake. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm into that too. Oh, and I'd like to take a burro ride. I don't know why I'm going there. And there's this lake I noticed there. I'd love to see that lake. I wonder, could we work that in too? And you're like, well, that lake looks pretty freaking awesome. Like, I don't see why we wouldn't do that. I don't know why I'm going that way, but like that's what I'm feeling. Like, oh yeah, like I wasn't even thinking of that, but yeah, like why not? That lake is super awesome, beautiful. There's this and that at that lake. I would love to see that too. You're like, well, yeah, why not? Why not at all? I'm just like all jazzed about it all of a sudden. Like they bring forth ideas that are very like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we can add that in. Totally, I'd love to do that. That actually fits perfectly. That's right in my wheelhouse of what I want. Right there. I love it. Love it. The Sun card coming in, because that's the Sun card reaction, quite frankly. Like, yes, that's perfect. That's excellent. Whoever you're choosing here, this is matching quite well. You got gratitude, like, because you're like, I chose the right one. Like, I chose the one, this is perfect. Like, this is somebody who's like, they're on your page. They're on the same page you are. You're like, this is perfect. Like, you are very appreciative of them. And yes, you have a lot of gratitude for them. But that's like, I feel like the reason is because they're matching so well. It's just kind of like, you're like, wow, I'm so thankful for how this is working out. This is perfect. They have realization with action. This is a very complementary, supportive energy. This is that type of person where, you know, if you buy a new house and you're like, I need to clean out all the rooms. Like, I got a dumpster and I just got to fill it out. I have to get rid of all this stuff. I got to do this. I got to do that. They're the person who, like, they understand clearly, like, they literally understand what you want. And they just keep showing up and they keep moving. They just keep doing what you need done. And they help you get stuff out of the house. They help you get it cleaned up. You need something taken down. They help you take it down. They help. Like, this is somebody who's, like, literally right on page with you. Kind of like, this is what I need done. They're like, all right, let's do it. And they just kind of, let's just get it done. Very, very complimentary. Like, these are the cards that came out. I'm just like, wow, this went really, really good. Ace of Cups coming in with what? The Two of Cups. Like, the two of you are matching so great. So great. I'm also getting, like, it's funny that it's popping in at this point of the reading. This could be a love thing. Like, obviously, you got the Ace of Cups here with the Two of Cups. And that similarly happened with Virgo, too. like it happened near the end, like they started acknowledging a possible love interest. This could be all about a love interest, the whole thing, which if you stuck around this point, to this point, you probably know that or not. At this point, you're like, yeah, it is, or no, it's not. However that fits, because this is going really well. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, like, perfect. Like, this is matching so great. So great. Such an euphoric moment. To me, it feels great. Got the Sun card. You got a lot of good cards here. The thing is, there's a transition from the planning to the doing. Because there's a lot of planning going on here for whatever's going on. So the planning transferring over to the doing, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Continuing the effort forward. When this person helps you get the plan together, I feel like we've talked a lot about the planning up to this point. How we're going to do this, what we're going to do. Eight of Pentacles is like, this is the actual work being done. Whatever that is. Now, when this comes in, this is where you're in control of things. There's an interesting energy here. This is a good card, but sometimes people don't see it that way, but it is. Darkness. The reason people don't see it as a good thing because they see darkness, they're like, oh, darkness, oh no. Darkness is not bad. You'll notice, like, this is like the first card that you don't have it, but the card that comes before this, I think, I don't remember the number of it, I'm guessing it's 39, but I'm guessing, totally guessing, is Void. Void is where it's completely dark. There's no light at all. I think that comes before. Well, anyway, the way I'm reading this, it's like, this is where the moon goes from the dark phase and it starts coming out into the new moon. That's what I'm feeling. Does it say new moon? No, it doesn't. It says long night. But I'm seeing the light around this. This is where this starts taking shape. This is where it starts going forward. And you are in control. I feel like the other person is literally, they're surrendering to you. They got the surrender card, but I'm noticing, I got to put this down. There's a card where the moon here and the moon up here, it's so interesting that they're the exact same shape to me, but the color is completely different, which is telling me be careful to not create resistance where it doesn't need to be. Don't create resistance where it doesn't need to be, because they're giving the self-love here too. There's going to be a point here where I feel like the other person is starting to move forward and they're starting to get things together, and it might make you nervous, kind of like they're going to take this off track, or they're going a little too fast, or they're trying to move things around, and you're like, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing? Realize this energy is complementary to you. This energy is working with you. Go slowly. Be aware that there's going to be hiccups. There's going to be hiccups. I feel like if you see this in the correct light, you'll be okay. It's just, don't fear that this person's going to take you off path, because that's not their goal. They will give in to you. Is the surrender? That's why they're giving the surrender card. Like, when you think things are going off of where you want it to go, and you want to reassess this and be like, wait, that's going differently than I thought. Make sure it's valid. Make sure it's the right time to do that. Because I'm feeling like being worried that things are going to fall through or things are going to get changed versus it actually happening are different. Like, how do I say this? Because I feel the energy is kind of like, when it starts to form, there's like a nervous energy, like this other person might take over and they might change things. They're not going to do that. I'm not feeling them do that. But if for some reason there's a nervous moment here, like, no. Like, don't do that. I'll do that. I'm getting that I'll do that energy. Kind of like, if I do it, then we don't have to worry about it because I know how it's going to work. Like, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that. You don't want to do that. Like, share the responsibility with this person and trust them. Learn to trust them a little bit and let them handle what they need to handle. There's something here about relinquishing control. Relinquish some of it. Allow that to happen, because you could get a little off balance. This could become a little bit uncomfortable. I know that's a lot to ask, because it feels like it's a lot to ask. But if you give this person a little chance, like a little faith, like we had in the beginning, give them a little faith, let them try, give them a chance, and just keep checking on things. Try not to correct. I don't know how to say this. Try not to correct. Try to kind of like wait it out and see what happens next. If it really gets off base, like for some reason you're buying plane tickets and they get a plane ticket to Brazil instead of Argentina, I would be like, well, why do you have a plane ticket to Brazil? Well, we're going to get a connecting flight. It's going to go from here. We're going to here to Brazil to there. Oh, okay. Like, let them explain what they're doing and why. Like, try not to correct. Try to get the information like, oh, we're going to Argentina. Why did you get a trip to Brazil? I don't understand. Well, this is why I did that. So, like, give yourself a break, because I feel like there's going to be things like that that are going to happen. Like, wait, we're going to do that. Why did you get that? And just, like, try to find out why. Like, so, oh, I'm just curious. Why? How come that's... I don't understand. Well, actually, that's not even for this trip. Oh, that's not even for... No. Oh, okay. No, we're cool. Like, just keep that in mind. Like, oh, I thought that was for this trip. No, that's not for this trip. That's a whole nother thing I got going on that has nothing to do with this. Oh, okay. Because I feel like you might get nervous and you'd be like, why did you get scuba gear? We're not going scuba diving. We're going to that lake, but we're not scuba diving there. That's not for this trip. Like, I feel like it could be an awkward moment. It could be really uncomfortable. But, like, if you just go into it with a different energy, just a little different, instead of going, oh, I don't think that's right, instead of doing that, going kind of like, how come you have that? Like, I didn't think we were going scuba diving. We're not. That's for something else. Oh, cool. Sorry. I was just curious. All good. All good. That's what I think we're given with that. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.